When I was in high school, I still didn't really think that I would ever get into restaurant work because I had so much pressure from my parents to stay away from it.
哦，他是长得胖胖，也很喜欢吃，从小就很喜欢吃，他也爱动，很爱运动的这么一个小孩。
My mom especially always shooed me away and said, go sit outside, go read a book, oh, here's something for you to eat. She was raised to think that restaurant work was reserved for people who didn't have any other options. I would remember as a kid, when she would come home from work late at night, my mom would always make homemade dinner every Tuesday when the shop was closed. And in many ways, I think it was really her way of communicating how much she loved us. When I first started UCLA, I always went to class because I thought that was important, but I would put off my reading and start to read more about food. That just happened more and more and more.
哎呦，那个时候他第一次跟我们讲，他要做餐馆，读书出来以后，我真的很反对他那个时候，因为我们中国人很传统那个思想，认为他那么辛苦，读了那么多书，是吧？应该去做一些呢，对得起他读书的那些事才对。
When I told my mom that I wanted to work in restaurants, she was still very much in good health. She came to the restaurant every day, hardly ever took a sick day off. Like, I don't think she had in like 10 years, actually. My mom got sick very suddenly. And when we took her to the ER, it took like, I think 8 hours before she finally got seen. And it was like past midnight at the time when the doctors came out to talk with us. And they told us that she had very advanced leukemia. In the course of maybe 12 hours, I went from being able to hold my mom and talk to her in a way where we would exchange our thoughts meaningfully to wild ramblings. But she reached out for my hand and really grabbed onto it. And I remember her looking right into my eyes and telling me, whatever you do, just don't do this. Don't cook for a living. And that, unfortunately, was like 2 days before my mom actually passed away. The days after her passing, I would try to just make breakfast for myself at home. I would turn on the stove and I would stare at my pan heating up and just not want to do anything. Like I didn't want to cook at all. Gradually, very slowly, I would try to reconcile the fact that maybe my mom didn't see that cooking meant something to me, that it could mean something to people. Every time I eat something, I think like, oh man, like my mom used to make this too. When my mom would make chicken, the taste of it is burned very vividly into my mind. The process for Hainan chicken, at least our Hainan chicken, took a lot of research and experimentation to figure out because our rice is very important to the dish as a whole. I remember trying to find exactly the right kind of rice to work with. We wanted something loose with a slight bounce and chew, but without ever being sticky. I went to like 17 different Chinese grocers and warehouses to try to find this one rice. So we bought it and we tried it, and it sucked. When I went back to the grocery store to figure out like what are we gonna do about our rice, I remember looking and seeing a bag, and I would remember in the back of my head that this was the rice my mom used to cook at home for us. And lo and behold, my mom had the keys all along. You need to put care into the food you make. That level of commitment and attention to detail is how you show someone that you value them and that you love them.